Hi, Aries. I do apologize. I'm getting your video out after everybody else. I just ran out of time and I had to make sure I got back to you. So I do apologize. And I will be trying to come back in and do the astrology readings next for all the signs. So I am trying to get caught up. With that being said, this is your tarot reading for the month of January for the first month of 2020. Now, this is for all Aries signs, and I try to make sure that I come out when I say sun, moon, and rising, that you understand for whatever reason you're coming. If like you're a moon in Aries, then I'm probably more talking about your emotions and your emotional depths and some of your subconscious energies that are like swimming through those emotional depths more than I am like your core energies. But if you are an Aries sign, an Aries sun sign, I'm more getting into the core of you. And if you're a rising Aries, then we're talking about, how you're seeing this is, from an astrology point of view, a rising sign. So that would be more of your awareness, your views, your image, and how you're bringing that out. Just to kind of sum that up, because I try to tell everybody, check out all three of your signs. It'll help you get a better perspective of whatever it is that Spirit is giving me, as well as what the tarot is saying. Now, with that being said, I am getting a lot of stubborn and inflexibility. I mean, you're Aries. So that kind of comes with the territory. Anyway, I am getting a lot of stubborn inflexibility. For some, it's just sadness, fear, being afraid of guilt or disappointment about whatever actions you're going to take. Also, guilt with your own relationship. I feel like it's judgment, but I feel like it's relationship, but like with yourself more than with other people. I mean, it could be dealing with other people, but I feel like you're overwhelmed. You're holding the burden. You're carrying anger. You're carrying frustration. Some of you are carrying even just rage, and it's building disappointment. You're not able to make it's building disappointment and putting you in a cage of fear, of resentment, sadness, or heartache. I'm getting heart chakra. So, I mean, it's definitely heart chakra work that is going on here. As you're overcoming some of it. But I feel like I mean, for you as an Aries sign, I know on a universal level, we are dealing with mainly your 10th house, which is your honor, your reputation, your prestige, your career, your financial success, financial well-being, social foundations, your responsibilities to the outer world and that authority within it. But what I'm really getting is you're getting information, you're getting guidance, maybe from your higher self, of actions that you need to actually take. I mean, like actual physical actions, steps that need to be taken. This is something you need to stop pondering upon, thinking about, and something you need to actually do. This is what's going to make the changes, because there's definitely communication going on this month. And it's very powerful communication from the 1st through the 16th, because Mercury is running through that 10th house, your outer community, your outer world of your honor, reputation, finances, job, careers, the community and the responsibilities in it, and getting this communication, especially between the 1st through the 16th, is incredibly important because of all of the planets that are in Capricorn. And I'm getting that communication is going to be very sharp-tongued. Like what I call word vomit. Word vomit isn't necessarily bad, but it tends to come out. And Aries, you guys are bold and say what you think typically. But you may be even more bold right now, even more blunt, brash. But Spirit is saying, keep your ethics and your morals and your spiritual truths in check. Because that will help you. Help you trust your own self-realization. Know yourself at this time. Remember your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, and why you do the things that you are doing. But make sure that your higher mind and your ethics, your morals are keeping you in check so that you're going in a successful, positive way. But like I said, you are definitely being given, from what I'm getting from Spirit, is intuition on things that you need to take action on. And it's not, well, maybe I should. No, this is things that you need to actually do. And it definitely is going to be dealing with communication up through the 16th. After that, then Mercury moves into Aquarius. But it's still very, it could still be word vomity in that point. But I feel like it'll be less. I mean, you're in between eclipses up until the 10th, and you have Uranus, which is going direct the same day as the lunar eclipse. So you're definitely sitting in molten energy up until, that eclipse. Let's see what I have coming in from the cards. All right. I always pull 2 decks, and then if it seems like it's just not coming through properly, then I go after another deck. And Spirit is saying pay attention to details this month. Pay attention to the details. Like the devils and the details is what I'm getting. Pay attention to them. Especially with your groups, your memberships, your community. Pay attention to the details in the conversations, obviously. But that could also be looking at it from like a Mercury retrograde. We're not in Mercury retrograde, but when I'm getting pay attention to the details, this is pay attention. Even if it feels like it's a burden or a pain in the ass at this time, you want to make sure that, like at Mercury retrograde, like all your T's are, crossed and all your I's are dotted. You want to make sure that you're not missing important pieces, because that could really come back and be one of those situations that smack you, because they just keep giving me details over and over and over again. All right, tell me, this specific deck is my own personal deck. I created it. I haven't had it made, I haven't put it out for sale yet, because I'm still learning if there's more stuff I want to put into it. But for right now, that's why it's on these cue cards. So let's see. Aries signs. What is the platform? What's the platform for Aries for the month of January? What is the platform for Aries for the month of January? What is the platform for Aries in the month of January? What's the platform? What's the platform for Aries in the month of January? What's the platform? First thing out is Daredevil. Tempt fate. Take the risks. Like I said, Spirit was saying don't be thinking about doing it, do it. But pay attention to the details. That's all I can say in the conversations. But they're saying take the chance. Ninth house. This is take the chance, be the daredevil, but listen to your higher self. Because for me, the ninth house is always speaking to us of our higher self. And again, this is your ethics, your morals, your spiritual urges, your higher education. This is also where your psychic energy is. So trust in your intuition. Trust in your psychic abilities. This is your rituals, your psychic activity, but this is also religion and philosophy. But I'm really this is trust in your intuition about what you need to take the chance and tempt fate and just do what you need to take the chance on. But I heard what you need to sacrifice and make happen. And this one is the next one out. Okay, this deck also has Hebrew in it. It is Kaf. I know that's way too much junk for you to understand. So, this is constantly creating. Hold on. This is saying you've got to realize you are constantly creating in every single moment. So when you are being the daredevil or when you are not, when you're taking the chance, when you're not, when you're doubting it, when you're believing in yourself, remember you are constantly creating at that time. And that is being manifested according to what you believe and how you act and what you bring into fruition, more or less. So you are creating everything at the moment throughout the month. Everything that you are doing has something that will spawn out of it. It is realizing the actual potential that there is to manifest. So it all has to do with your actions and your beliefs. Not just beliefs, but like belief in self. Self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. Remember, you have Uranus, which is going to be going direct in your second house the same day as that lunar eclipse. So this is asking you to get right with your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. Make sure you're feeling liberated. Trusting in that, trusting in your soul fire, trusting in all of that to direct you in a specific way. This is part of what this is speaking to you of at this time. It is faith, pleasure, and will. It speaks to you of the encircling, never changing. Ever changing. It is the power of will. It is above the head. It is the skull cap. It is, again, it is the continuous creating. The continuous creating over and over again. And knowing that you are willing it to be so that you can see what it is you're doing. If you remember that throughout the month, it will, Spirit just said for some of you, that will help you with your reputation. But that would be that outer world, that outer community, social foundations. So remember that that's part of your responsibilities. Mercury. Told you this is all about communication in that outer world and making sure that you are communicating from your inner emotional security. And that does not mean that you should not take a chance because you are given the daredevil is the very first thing out. But your inner emotional security speaks to you about communicating with yourself, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. And then taking that into the outer world and communicating outwardly. Is there anything else here that I need or that you all have for the platform for Aries signs? Is there anything else? This is like my sacred knowledge deck. Spirit just said there's no self-deception. You need to stop. You need to stop. No talking badly to yourself. No talking badly to yourself. No putting yourself in denial and ignoring bullshit this month. This is about taking action. Ground yourself. Maybe get outside. Spend some time with Mother Earth, with the trees. Like I said, it's sacred knowledge, so sometimes the symbols are hard to understand. Allow Mother Earth to help you, help nudge you in the right direction, to help nurture you. Connect with your heart and to the earth, as well as with the very tree of life, as above, so below. But be grounded. Keep yourself grounded this month, is what I am getting. Again, no self-deception is what Spirit is saying. Remember wholeness, potential, and it is unlimited. So, I mean, right off the bat, it sounds like you're being given blessings, but also being told to take action. So that seems like it's a successful combination, but it's important for you to remember you are creating every moment of your life, and every moment of your life spawns into another creation. So remember that as you work through the month. This might be why they're saying no self-deception over and over and over again. And I'm getting a whole lot of vinegar right now, and vinegar for me means cleansing. Whether it's like cleansing the house, cleansing, drinking vinegar, having it in your food. It's cleansing of one form or another. Only you know the ways that it would be best for you. But when I get vinegar, that means cleansing in one form or another. Okay, what is going on in up close and personal relationships? Up close and personal relationships for Aries. What are up close and personal relationships? Because I do a universal reading, I can't do just love readings, and I don't prefer to do love readings anyway. So I do up close and personal, and that could mean your friends, it could mean your lovers, it could mean your family, it could mean your children. It means what's important to you, up close and personal. And we're just seeing where they're going to take us with that. That gives it a larger variety of what it is that you need to hear. They're reminding me that it all has to do with your creative expression. Okay, the very first thing out is another Hebrew. So, like, I know you don't understand what that is. Well, typically, I put it that way. If you do, I'm sorry for saying that you don't. But it is the Mem. Mem is water, chaos, mighty, and blood. It is open or closed foundation of wisdom, meaning it can be one or the other, because the Mem is the water. Waters that have no end. It is some conscious power of one and of love. Now listen, when we speak of this, the waters are the higher and lower waters. There's the egotistical waters, and there's the soulful waters. In Hebrew, there is a connection, so you go between the two. This is saying the waters themselves are never ending. It is wandering through both their higher and lower levels. It is speaking to you of water, chaos, mighty, energy, the fountain of wisdom. Is it open or closed? Are you only floating in the chaotic, egotistical waters? Or are you going back and forth between the third dimension and higher? Are you going into the higher soulful dimensions of waters? And that means you're sifting through your emotions. You're sifting through your higher truth. You're sifting through that higher knowledge. And are you in a higher dimensional level of knowledge? Or are you stuck in that third dimensional, egotistical, emotional level of knowledge? Okay, this is what they're asking you. It's a question right off the bat, because they give you Mars, which is coming with this. Mars is passion, action, aggression. Passion, action, aggression. And what I'm getting is the sacral chakra. How you feel about yourself. I always call the sacral chakra like your inner belly dancer, as well as your inner SWAT team. Because Mars is technically your warrior, your inner warrior, but it has to also be the inner belly dancer. And the way I put it is you could be the skinniest. Please forgive me for the way I'm going to put it, but it's the only way I know how to explain it. You could be the skinniest, most anorexic woman or man, and you could be out there doing the belly dancing, and somebody else may love that. Somebody else may not. You could be the most biggest, chubbiest person, female or man, out there being a belly dancer, and somebody else may love that. Someone else may not. The whole point is, if the belly dancer is comfortable with themselves, their self-worth, their self-value, their self-esteem, they feel good, they feel sexy, they have a good, strong sacral chakra, then who cares what everybody else thinks? You're not here to impress them. This is asking you right off the bat, where are your waters? Higher or lower? Egotistical or higher emotionally, spiritually, and soulfully? Are you connecting with your sacral chakra? How are you connecting with that sacral chakra before you act? Because this is Mars. Passion, action, aggression. Do you have it for yourself? Are you giving it positively to yourself before you communicate that passion, action, and aggression outwardly? Because you are given the caution. You are given the caution and a warning. Now let me see what they will clarify this with. Up close and personal relationships for Aries. Up close and personal relationships for Aries for the month of January. They're saying for some of you, this is definitely within those larger groups, how you are expressing yourself. Kind of goes exactly with what I was saying. This is called an earth grid. This is speaking to you about how does your energy move. Fellowships, your groups. Like I said, I was just told groups, memberships, your groups, your mundane tasks, your daily routines, your daily patterns. Are you swimming in the higher waters, the lower waters? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and then what is that doing with the way you feel about yourself and how you will express yourself? Because if you're in the lower waters, you may be expressing yourself out of bold anger, rage, and then you're not really understanding why you're feeling that way. I say all the time that sometimes my vibrations are at their absolute highest vibration that I ever feel when I'm pissed off. That doesn't mean being pissed off is good. Being pissed off is not a good action. It's not a good thing. But when I am vibrationally very high and I'm pissed off, it's because I'm also being aware. I'm no longer lying to myself. This is why I said this has to do with that sacral chakra and what you're doing with the expression of yourself to yourself, as well as to those outer communities, those outer groups, your everyday daily tasks, your mundane tasks. Everyday daily tasks, mundane tasks, these are people, places, and things of energy that you consume. Are they good for you? Are they supporting that sacral chakra? Are they supporting you having a healthy lifestyle? Are they supporting you rising out of the lower mem and into the higher mem, the lower emotional waters and into the higher emotional waters, spiritually, soulfully? This is saying for you to have caution because it's telling you it has to do with those parts of your hidden self coming out and then being expressed in your everyday daily tasks with the groups, memberships, community. And are you expressing what you want to express? This is parts of yourself that you're learning to discover within yourself and make sure that you're communicating honestly forward, but understand yourself so that this is, so that you can make sure that it does work for you. So whether it's like maybe a job, like I said, it's up close and personal for whatever reason. And I'm telling you, in your astrology, I know that it's all about that 10th house right now. Was this it? Was this it? Okay, then I lost it when I fell. Anything else for up close and personal? We're getting the Tav. Again, this is Hebrew. It is considered crossing sticks. It is the mark. It is the sign. It is the signal. It is the monument. Power of the expression. What was I just saying? Power of the expression. It is the unity of uniting the apparent. Paradox to the divine, or from the divine. It is simple faith, returning the lost sense of purpose. It is the seal. It is the stamp. It is the mark. This is what this is all talking about. You're coming to find your purpose, your point, your self-expression, a deeper part of yourself. And don't let it slip, or let yourself slip to not being as important because you're dealing with other people. Don't lower yourself. Don't put yourself above them like you're almighty. Well, my point is if that's your stamp, that's your mark, this is you, don't change you. You're starting to realize who you are, but make sure you're expressing it properly, because that will have everything to do with what is going to be taking place, whether it's positive or negative. I told you it's going to have a lot to do with that communication this month. Now, let's see what else, because it seems like this energy is going to combine anyway. So, tell me what's going on in the goals, the dreams, the ambitions. It does sound like it's beautiful energy, but like I said, there's major changes, and it really is going to be up to you on how responsible you are with your communication. So make sure that you're understanding your own self and your own emotions, your own feelings as you are evolving. What was I just saying? Tazarik. It's another Hebrew one. This is feed the soul. Elevate your consciousness of the soul, because you're feeding the soul. I mean, like you said, it felt like it was going to go straight across, and that is going to deal with what's going on in that honor, reputation, outer world, financial success, social foundations, the community itself, your professional career, your professional world, the authority, the duty, the responsibility, and then bringing it into the community, your friends, your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. So they're combining. This is finding the righteous one inside of you and standing in that righteous energy. Not taking no for an answer, not being knocked off that righteous energy. And that does not mean being narcissistic. That means finding the holiness in you and connecting to it and keeping it to you, keeping that divine with you and saying, no, I deserve this, and I will still cooperate, but I'm not going to take less than I deserve either. You know, this is the power of actual potential coming out in your communication by knowing how to bring it out. This is running towards your life force, not away from it. This is the journey, the chase, the hunt. It is searching for the soul and the lost spark and bringing that lost spark back. So this is very much a positive energy, and it feels like it's going from the relationship period right on into the community and everything else. So it feels like they're just combining, and half of my cards are flipped the wrong way. What's going on here? Goals, dreams, ambitions, goals, dreams, ambitions, financial, goals, dreams, ambitions. Here we go with no more self-deception again. because you have created a blockage in this energy, which has been keeping you, I feel like it's been keeping you stagnant. Like you just haven't been getting what you want. You've kind of been going back and forth, like levitating, but not really going anywhere. This is saying this because there's been a blockage here. And this is telling you what you need to do to help get away from the blockage. You've had problems with misunderstanding your interpretation. Because you've been listening to others. You've been listening to others' opinions, others' views, others' ideas, others' ethics, others' morals, but you're not listening to your own. This is telling you to take time, get back. Like I said, this is searching for the lost spark of you and relighting it, bringing it back to you, bringing you back to your own righteous self, getting past the blockage and getting past your misunderstood energies because you've been listening to others. This is telling you to listen to yourself and take responsibility for that. This is growth. This is the Kabbalah itself, the tree of life within us. This is, again, listening to your instincts, listening to your inner tree of life, your self-actualization and its growth, as well as self-exploration. By doing this, it's moving everything forward. It's more or less putting you in alignment